Hey YouTube, we actually have a new number 1 charmer for the Great League with the debut of Fidough. So let's look at the event details. It is still a bit unclear how to actually get this Pokemon. It talks about unlocking it, but it doesn't actually say how it unlocks. So let's go over the event details, and then we're going to look at this Pokemon. It's at number 33 on the GBL leaderboard. So we are going to look at, not GBL leaderboard, on the PV Poke rankings. So we're going to look at how its stats, its moveset, and why it's so strong. So Fidough Fetch, Friday, January 3rd, tomorrow from 3 p.m. to Tuesday at 10 p.m. Event bonuses, increased chance to encounter shiny Voltorb and shiny Electrike. Okay. Global challenges. So global challenges will take place through the Fidough Fetch event. Work with trainers around the world to make nice curveball throws to unlock bonuses for all to enjoy. Once the challenge is complete, special bonuses will be unlocked for the remainder of the event and the next global challenge can begin. How far can you get? So level 1 is just a basic 2 XP, but level 2 is where Fidough comes into play. So 2 times Stardust for catching Pokemon. An additional event theme field research task will be available. The puppy Pokemon Fidough and its evolution. Oh boy. Dachsbun? Oh Jesus. I'm gonna call it D-Bun. D-Bun will make their Pokemon Go debut. You can use 50 candies to evolve this Pokemon. And then right, it says it makes its debut. But like, does that mean that means it's just gonna be in field research? Does that mean it's gonna be in the wild now? Because it's not in the wild list after. We'll check about that in a second. Level 3, 2.5 XP additional event themed research tasks will be available. So my guess is that the additional event an additional Pokemon will appear in the wild. So maybe it's one of these two at level 3. Additional event themed field research or additional Pokemon will appear in the wild. Oh no, here it is. Sorry. Looks like the additional Pokemon is Hisuian Growlithe will start appearing, and if you're lucky, Graveyard. Or Graveyard, I should say, not Graveyard. Level 4, 2.5 Dust. Level 5, 3x and 3 Stardust. And level 6, 4 XP and 4 Stars. So actually really good. If we get up to level 6, that's actually a really good bonus to go out and grind if you want that. But then the wild encounters are Growlithe, Voltorb, Snubble, Poochyena, Electrike, and Lillipup. And then there's field research tasks. Event field research task will be Stardust, Pokeballs, Great Balls, and encounters with event-themed Pokemon. But is he... And then showcases, and then no for money. So I'm still very confused as how we can actually obtain this Pokemon. Just saying that it's making its debut, but not listing it as a encounter here in the wild spawns or in the bonus Pokemon makes me think that it's going to be at best field research, and please hopefully it's just event. Like I can deal with event theme research, like those tasks are generally not that hard, but please don't make it any harder than that. But why is it important? Well, number 33 on the list with Charm and what it looks like a great secondary moveset, especially with the one that can lower your opponent's defense, which is huge for Charmer. So attacks, it's actually got a really nice stat product too. So this is why it is already an interesting Pokemon. It is first a fairy, so you're getting stab on charm. But let's just start with the stat product. So 113 attack, high defense, 156, 111 stamina is not that great, but 1970 overall. So a high defense, low attack, high defense, decent stamina. Kind of reminds me of like, not as crazy as Guzzlord, because Guzzlord has like a 200 here, but the same concept. Where you have like 113-ish attack stat, a really low one of them defense, and a really high stamina. And very close to this Pokemon here with a 113 attack, almost exact same attack with a really high defense and a pretty low stamina. So I think it's going to probably play similar-ish to how Guzzlord will play in the Great League in terms of stat product. Yeah, hovering around that 25 to 29 range. Now, moveset. This moveset is very sexy. Charm users always struggle with not being able to get to moves because it is so slow on the energy per turn. But you have the raw charm damage Same type attack bonus, so the raw damage from charm is a lot. At the same time, you have two 35 energy moves. So the quickest charge moves in the game you can get to. So both of these only take, again, it's still 18 turns worth of moves, which is a lot, but not as many as it could be. It's because 35 is the quickest. And obviously with Psychic Fangs, lowering 100%, I don't even know when you would throw Body Slam. Honestly, this Pokemon seems like one you can get away with just a fast move and Psychic Fangs, in my opinion. Because the only time you would want to throw Body Slam is it's a very, very small scenario. It's like where Psychic Fangs would be. Here's the thing: Psychic Fangs is resisted on Dark, which you don't care because you're lowering their defense, and then the charms are super effective, will add up more. And then Psychic Fangs is resisted on like Steel, but so is Body Slam. So I can't imagine a time where I would want to do 10 more damage on a Pokemon. It would have to be like a very, very unique scenario of like, you need one charge move to take this Pokemon out, and it needs to be like a 45 to 50 damage charge move. Like, that's basically the only time you would need Body Slam. Otherwise, you're just going Charm, Psychic Fangs. And being able to lower your opponent's defense and then do a hard damage move, being able to lower your opponent's defense quickly with a 35 energy move and being able to get off a hard-hitting stab charm is crazy. And then just the pure fairy, only 2 weaknesses. Yes, there's not a lot of steel, right? If you watch my Wigglytuff videos, why does Wigglytuff feel safe? It's because there's a few poisons, which you got to worry about. You can deal with those. Not a lot of steals, right? Because there's so many ground Pokemon in this meta, a lot of the steel are gone. So there's some poisons you need to deal with. But otherwise, that is it. Let's take a look at its matchups. I'm just going to let it go because usually what you'd want to do is like optimize stat products here. But if I don't know how we're going to get these. If they're in research tasks, this could be as high as 10. If they're in the wild, maybe you can get a 0. So let's just do the defaults like 4 IVs just to get an idea. And a 16 and 18 record. Again, this should not be surprising. It's still Charmer, right? Charmers have their limitations. Resisted by fire, resisted by poison. So fire, poisons all through here. There's your steel. And then just like Pokemon that have bulk and will outspam you. So Licky Licky, Diggersby, Jumpluff. So these are all just Cresselia. So anything that is really, really bulky where your charm damage is not going to add up enough before they start spamming moves, you'll lose to. And even some of these, like, it's close Drifblim, but you lose to Drifblim. Let's look at some. So evenish matchups for Alligator, Marowak. That's interesting. And then some close wins on. Oh, there's another answer to Corsola there. Non-Shadow for Alligator, Superior, Bibarel, Chargebug, Azumarill, Dunsparce, Quagsire, Annihilate. Oh, yeah, and the Fighters and the Darkstar are just an obvious one. So it's definitely going to have some nice play. It will obviously probably do better in the 2 shield, especially given its bulk. So if you move this up to 2 shields, I'd be very surprised if this does not go very, very high. 16 and 18 to 25 and 11, and that should make sense. You have a stat product where you can actually survive charge moves, and your charm damage is very strong, so it'll just overpower stuff. So in the 2 shield, it will be a monster, 25 and 11. Obviously, just still losing to the poisons and the fires and steals. Like, that stuff resists. There's nothing you can do in the 2 shield there. But then outside of those resistances, and some of the couple bulky Pokemon in Diggersby and Jumpluff, you have just a lot more wins, picking up just out charm damage. On the other end, I imagine in the 0s, you're probably worse. Yeah, 9 and 26. In which you would never want to use a Charmer in the 0 shields. Like, if you're using a Charmer in the 0 shields, you're probably you're not playing it right. You do it in the even shield scenario or an energy advantage. So if you had an energy advantage, a shield advantage, even shield or shield advantage. If you have a shield advantage, it's going to look great. 24 and 13 in the 1-0. And in the 1-2, you're probably a crazy amount of wins here. Yeah, 30 and 6 with a 2-1 shield advantage. Probably just losing to the poisons here. Yeah. So, very interesting Pokemon. Nice to see a Pokemon that can be widely available that will also be pretty high ranked. Again, how we're going to get this Pokemon, it's still a very unclear. What do I have running here? Sorry, I just got to maybe it's like the back. Sorry. I'm glad this happened at the end of the video because I have like something is counting up to like 250, but I don't know what it is. And I can't tell where it's coming from, but I'm looking at this and I'll watch the video back, but it doesn't seem like there's any excess noise despite the number counting here. So sorry, I took that down. Yeah, so it is a pretty strong Pokemon. I think you only need Psychic Fangs on it. We'll see how it plays in the meta. So how are you going to build with it? If you're going to be weak to poison and you're going to be weak to steel and fire, obviously a ground Pokemon is probably going to be the recommended partner here, or a bulky Pokemon. So yeah, so you got Dunsparce with ground, Diggersby with ground, Azumarill, that just seems like a terrible fit with double weak to poison. Corsola is not bad because Corsola is ghost, so you resist poison. And you can deal with most steel. So yeah. Yeah. Mandibuzz as a flyer. So I think these ones make sense. Dunsparce, Corsola, Mandibuzz, Diggersby makes sense. Azumarill I don't think makes sense at all. Yeah, so if you put in like Diggersby, you'll probably just see that they'll cover a lot of the weaknesses. Still some weaknesses here. I actually think, I guess it's like Mandibuzz actually probably, Mandibuzz or Diggers or Dunsparce is probably going to be better in my opinion. Yeah, Dunsparce just picks up so many of the neutral matchups. Anyways, so that is it. Yeah, we'll see this Pokemon in action. I will do Beyond the Hype on it. Obviously, all the other content creators are going to do not Beyond the Hype first. They will do the hype video of this Pokemon first. But I will do the Beyond the Hype probably for the weekend. Depending on how, like, when we get this. But look for the Beyond the Hype for like a Sunday or Monday type thing before the season, before the leagues turn over. Anyways, that is it. Happy hunting this Pokemon, and I will see you guys in the next one.